In this demo, we're going to look at HTMX and Razor using HX prompt and HX confirm. Now we are in our HTMX Razor demo repo. I'm going to select the HX prompt and HX confirm demo. So the theme for this is desserts. And you can see that there's a favorite dessert heading and a button that says tell me your favorite dessert. We're going to inspect the button to see what's going on behind the scenes. So we have our button, and it has this HX post to post to the favorite dessert handler, so on post favorite dessert. We have HX prompt. HX prompt will display a JavaScript prompt with whatever text we put in the HX prompt field. So in this case, what's your favorite dessert? HX confirm is the confirmation that will follow after the prompt. And in this case, we're going to say, are you sure you want to submit your favorite dessert? So HX prompt is asking a question and getting a user's response. HX confirm is, are you really sure? And then this HX target is the response I'm going to get from my post. We're going to put it in an ID of result, which if we scroll down a little bit, there's ID of result. So then what does this look like when we run it? I'm going to say, tell me your favorite dessert. I like pie. Sure, that's fine. I don't think I'm going to make a call. So let's do this. Let's show the network tab, our developer tools. And let's try this again. Tell me your favorite dessert. I like pie. And I'm going to tell it okay so you can see what it looks like in a happy path. So when I say okay, you'll see that there's there we go. And in the networking call, you can see we posted to the prompt the handler of favorite dessert. It posted finally, got a 200 OK. Notice that the content type is text plain. So in this case, we're not returning HTML. And you can see that our payload, so we have our handler. That's the only thing that's coming across there. Where's the prompt? This is where it gets a little tricky. So the prompt is actually in the headers. If we go to the headers, so HTMX has a bunch of different request and response headers that we can use. And if we look at the request headers, so not general, and not response headers, but request headers, scroll down to HX prompt. Notice HX prompt has pie, which is what I put in there. So in order to get the value out of a prompt, you need to get it out of the request header. My response, like I mentioned, just came back as plain text. So what's going on behind the scenes? What does this code look like? Okay, so now we're in Visual Studio Code, and I've got prompt.cshtml open. This is for our prompt demo. We've got a button. It has its HX prompt with what it's going to display in the JavaScript prompt. And it's got the HX confirm for what it displays in the confirm prompt as well. And then it's got the HX target, and then the swap. So we're going to put the result from the post into an element that has an ID of result. I'm going to swap it within the inner HTML setup. There's our result. Not a lot going on in the CS.html. If we look at the CS.html.cs, you'll see that we have our on-post favorite dessert. So there's our favorite dessert handler. Request headers HX prompt. So that is how we get the prompt's answer. And then notice on our content, we don't have our content type. So without the content type, it's going to send it as text/plain. Now if we wanted to send it as HTML, we could, but we got to remember to specify that content type. So I could say that like ice cream, and tell it okay, and you can see I love ice cream too. So that is how you work with HX prompt and HX confirm.